we're ready to get underway. We've got Rucks go at it. Or give that one to Sandy. They're winning the centre clearance now. Inside 50, over the head of a pair of players there. Nice trap there for Sandy by Shepherd. Free kick against, and it will go to the Blues for incorrect disposal. Nice work there early on by Hendry. Takes it to the outer side. The Blues exit their D50. Tracked there by Di Donato, and the ball will go over the line.
Yeah, Octavia Di Donato, a little bit stiff not to carry on the contract with the West Coast Eagles in the AFLW. Of course, played for Carlton a couple of years back. Had a very impressive couple of games, I thought. Kicked a nice game winner against the Eagles, but I'm sure the team at Carlton will be very happy that Di Donato is back in the navy blue as it's thrown up on the outer side here at Icon Park. Mats are doing the ruck work for the Blues, and the Zebs getting another clearance, certainly winning that early stages. Bouncing ball in towards half forward. Batuna back into the squad today for the first time since round 14. We'll go through the changes a little bit later because they're inside forward 50. Ariana Clark was just shoved out of the footy. A few long sleeves going about today, and the umpire crosses the arms. 9 changes they've made, Sandringham, which is a crazy number. So a lot of the AFLW listed players coming back out, of course, with pre-season starting in just a couple of weeks as Lila Keck gets the kick away not too far. Kira Wiley is one of the couple AFLW listed players still out there today for Sandringham, as we'll have a stoppage on the outer side.
Yeah, Sandringham with the territory dominance so far this afternoon. Nice tap down though that was by Di Donato or Matza, one of the two. Umpire's going to award the mark there to Shepherd. Looking at options inside 50. You've got one-on-ones forward of the ball here, deep. It's not a bad ball to the key forward there in Barbakos. Blues clear via the right boot of Lee, I believe.
Yeah, the umpire put the arm left. He's put it right,
yeah.
But it will be a Zeb's free kick. Probably lucky not to give away the 50 metres there, Brenton.
Yeah, exactly right there, Austin. Zebras again here. Just looking at options inside 50. Sorry, that's Fowler deep. The Lee, I believe that kick went to go to Fowler. She led to the pocket, but unfortunately cut off for the Blues. By the Blues, sorry. And that was by Van Bertoch. Goes wide with a nice ball out to Keck. What can the Blues do now in transition? Great closing speed there. I reckon that was by Melanie Batuna for the Zebs, and the ball goes out of play.
Yeah, Batuna, one of the 9 ins to go along with Cara Henry, Deanna Jolliffe, Zoe Barbakos, Melanie Batuna, Bella Eno, Alexandra Hines, Geordie Membry, Chloe Sultry, and Courtney Audie, the ins for Sandringham. Coming out, Sophie Locke and Taylor Kearns with the injury, Natalie Plain, Kyla Forbes, Hannah Short, Charlotte Basker, Janobi Anderson, Lauren Brazali, and Zoe Bazanko, all of those AFLW stars who will not be out there for the Zebs today. 3 changes for the Blues. Hannah Scott coming in. Matilda Connell making her debut at VFLW level, so congratulations to her, and Tegan Bradley as well, making her club debut as a mark taken on the outer side here from Octavia Di Donato, getting plenty of the football early stages, as is Lila Keck. This will be her 3rd touch, coming off a strong performance last week, couple of goals and 23 touches against the Cats. And they've moved this nicely, have the Blues. It's a methodical build-up. They haven't had a lot of ball inside forward 50. It will be their first entry. McCarthy will be the target and just came into the contest a little bit too late. And the Zebs will take the ball out of defence. Haven't had to do a whole lot of defending thus far. And they're just going to switch that one into the goal square. Nervous moments, but in the end, Kiara Henry does take the mark.
Nice work there by Burke with the teasing distance. Nearly forced the turnover. Zebras go outside their defensive 50, but nice work there by Valardo to force the ball in dispute. Goes out of play. What's the umpire going to determine here? No ball to be thrown in. Nearly insufficient intent to keep the ball in. I like this by the boundary umpire, coming in roughly 10 to 15 metres off the boundary line to keep the ball back into the corridor. Rucks go out. Nice work there by Matza from behind. her opponent. Good collect there by Eno. That's a nice cut-off mark there to Amy Trindade. One of the really good players here. For the Blues, she transfers the ball into the corridor to Scott. Another one of the good players. Oh, a little bit of a spilled mark there on the outer side to Hendry. Has time to gather. Looking for the free player on the paint of 50, but just the kick just eluded her. Zebras now working the ball. Short ball still in there, the defensive 50. Ooh. Another tricky ball to just at the top of the goal square. They're playing with fire a bit. That's a nice ball with the exiting kick to the outer side. That was to Entwistle. Good contest there on the wing. Geordie Membry in front, but the Blues win out with the numbers. Transfer to Matza inboard. Nice chipping ball. Finds a free player at half forward. I reckon that was Hannah Scott. Inside 50. 2-on-1 for the Zebras. The numbers win out. But good pressure there by Lucy Burke for the Blues. Still at half forward. Scrubby kick. Ball goes out of play.
Yeah, you mentioned Hannah Scott, already up to 5 disposals and 3 marks coming back into the team today. Of course, plenty of footy for the Northern Knights over the past couple of years. Prolific player, so a good start for her. Lila Keck with 3 disposals as well. No scores thus far through the first 6.5 minutes here at Icon Park. Round 3 of the Rebel VFLW, live on afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app. You can get all games and stats for free on the app. Make sure to check it out. There's been plenty of action already today. So have a look around the grounds. The Doggies defeating Collingwood by 23 points. Port Melbourne with a big win over the Darebin Falcons in a very close game between the Bombers and North Melbourne. Last year's grand finalists going down by 3 points, but we'll shift our attention back here to Icon Park as that one's just going to be kept in for the Blues, who are starting to dominate territory. Picked up from Vomberto. Handball over the top. Worked out nicely. The Blues building. Need to get some rewards soon. McCarthy always leading well at the football. Kicks a couple of goals in the first quarter against the Cats last week. We'll be looking for Lucy Burke somewhere deep inside forward 50. Burke had
nice work.
Yeah, Burke had a few too many to beat. But wins the free kick in the end. No, the umpires put the arm the other way again. Just stitching us up today.
Testing us out here, Austin. No, it was nice work there by Audie. Just put her hip into the back of Burke and just edged her just under the flight of the ball. Nice defensive mark. Good work there by Skinner because they were outnumbered at the fall of the ball there, the Zebras. Find its way to the wing, just under the commentary box here. Tracking the ball there at ground level was Shepherd. Just couldn't bounce up for her. The Blues appealing for insufficient intent. What's the umpire going to say? Nothing doing here. Ball to be thrown in. Just attacking side of the wing for the Zebras. Fowler just getting back deep as the key forward for the Zebras. Neither side has been able to just find the key targets forward of the ball. Oh, that's a big tackle. Forced forward there by Brooke Vickers. Umpire says no. Tregellis tried to, I reckon the umpire determined that she probably pulled her opponent forward. That's excellent work there out of the congested situation by Evans. Hacks the ball inside 50. The Zebras 2-on-3, 2-on-1 there, but the numbers did win out. A scrap at ground level, and we'll have a forward 50 stoppage.
It's been a high-pressure game between these two sides. Of course, Carlton coming off a win against the Cats. Sandringham was in a very tight finish against the Casey Demons, holding on by 2 points. We're inside forward 50. Could this be the opportunity? Just getting the kick away was Fowler. Wasn't going to be the required journey as the ball hits ground level. Players fighting for the footy. Vickers yet again. And Tregellis taken to the ground. Do not want to get in the way of Brooke Vickers.
I reckon Vickers v Tregellis might be a matchup we might see throughout the afternoon.
Absolutely. Yeah, Vickers was instrumental in their victory last week, especially in the first half, setting the tone. Good tackle from Grace Hodder, the skipper of the Sandringham Zebras, who defeated Darebin by 32 points up in round 1. Sitting in the top 4 at the moment. Blues looking to get back into the top 8. Has taken in the tackle there is Lulu Field. That's one to watch for the future is Lulu Field, number 46 in last year's draft out of the Western Jets. Was fantastic last week in defence as the tackle laid from Hartog, who comes over from Port Melbourne and played quite well last week, Brenton.
Yeah, she certainly did. I watched her last year against when she played for Port Melbourne. I was really, really impressed. Though they actually played against the Southern Saints at Trevor Barker Oval, and yeah, super impressed with what I saw. Tregellis just tracking the ball ground level there. Vickers is just on her hands and knees a bit, just behind the contest here, up to her feet now. Just probably caught one in that contest. Oh, excellent work there by Clark in the ruck for Zebras, but the Blues had the defensive sweeper at the back of the stoppage. Plenty of numbers around this ball. Good attack on the contest by both players there. Comes out to Sultry. Excellent work there by Sultry. Turned her hip straight into her opponent, gathered at ground level and snapped truly. We've got our first goal of the afternoon, and it goes to the Sandringham Zebras. Yeah,
nice finish there from Sultry. Just a little bit of something out of nothing. A few repeat entries, locking that ball in there. It's always going to increase the pressure. And a nice moment there for Sultry. He's one of those players back into the squad today. Been around the club for a while. And their second career goal, so doesn't often get on the end of him to Sultry, but nice finish. Sandringham really starting to win that clearance battle too. 7-3 at the moment. As we'll take it back to the middle of Icon Park. Join alongside Austin Kruger and Brenton Mann here on the AFL.com.au, the AFL Live official app. Round 3 of the Rebel VFLW competition, as we'll have a stalemate back in the middle. Hannah Scott leading all comers for the Blues with 6 touches. Imogen Evans with 5 for Sandringham as it's thrown back up. Moved into the ruck is Maddie Hendry. Ball in dispute. Umpire is lingering around the contest, so you always got to be careful on that third stoppage, because the umpires will be looking for a free kick if this ball doesn't come out. Just managed to get the kick away. Bouncing one to Roxy Maslin was impressive on debut. It was a nice handball over the top to Di Donato. The kick there, bouncing one to Hannah Scott. This will be her 7th disposal already inside 12 minutes of football. Tregellis tried to come out with it and was met by Di Donato with a nice tackle. And it'll be thrown back up about 70 from home for Carlton.
Yeah, you can see the Blues here. They've got a spare on that side of the opposite side of the ground to us. So they've just got that spare on, just sitting laterally off the stoppage. Oh, just like, she go up the ghost there. Yeah. The umpire didn't pay the mark, McCarthy, but, or was it Burke, sorry? No, it was McCarthy, yeah. But the Zebra's clear. Looking for Fowler v. Hendry. The ball ground level now. Good work by Hendry. Great tackle. Pin the arm. What's the umpire going to say? No prior, and we'll have a ball up. Gee, Hendry, has only been in the ruck for a short period of time.
11 hit-outs
already. Looked really, really good getting up and over Fowler in at the centre square and gets a tap out there. Tracked at ground level by Maslin. But nice hands out of the stoppage for the Zebras. Good drive through the contest as well. In a good position here is Ariana Clark. Turns and goes, but the Blues have got a spare behind the ball. Excellent positioning there by Bomberto. They go into the corridor with the numbers. Spilt mark. That was by Hendry. What's the umpire circling? And we will have a forward 50 stoppage here. I liked the idea behind shifting into the corridor, just the drop mark by Hendry. Meant the Blues couldn't continue that transition. Excellent work there at ground level by Lila Keck. Fowler hacks the ball forward, 2-on-1 in the goal square. Both Blues went to ground, but Von Berto was up to her feet quickly. Luckily, because there was Isabel Hartog was circling there, and it could have been a second goal to Sandy.
So it'll be thrown back up deep inside Sandringham's territory, looking to get 2 on the trot here. Who's going to get to it first will be Clark, but it was wrapped up by Field. Ball spilt out of the pack. Tregellis with a little paddle forward towards the boundary. Does get the pick up and goes backwards there to Petuna. Taken in the tackle. It's a dumping one. It'll be a free kick going the way of the Zebs. And a shot on goal incoming, although it will be from a tight angle. Has pulled up a little ginger from the contest.
Yeah, there's a slight breeze coming out of... It's going to be blowing straight into Bachuna's face pretty much. So this is going to be a tricky one. Probably aiming at that far goalpost, and let's see if the breeze can bring it back.
So Bachuna, first game back since round 14 of last year with the shots. Doesn't quite have the journey and eventually taken over the line from Nadi Von Boteau, one of the better defenders for this Carlton VFLW lineup. As the Zebs move to 1-1-7. The Blues yet to score. We've got just under 5 minutes remaining here in this first term.
Blues bring it to the commentary side, but I reckon the Zebras, Entwistle just came off the bench. Nice timing there, but went into the corridor, went to a 3-on-1. Zebras hunting at ground level, but excellent work there by Keck. Has started the game really well, but the great pressure by Sandringham to keep the ball inside their forward 50. Watch for Sandringham push numbers up to the stoppage here. There's plenty of space behind this stoppage if they've got the ball full, and as they do, coming out to meet it for the Zebras there. That was by Sultry, the goal kick, the lone goal kicker for the afternoon, and free kick here. Now, we can't really trust the umpire.
No, we can't.
The umpire did point. He pointed for the free kick, out of zone umpire, but nothing doing. We've got a full vicious stoppage here. Excellent work there by Tregallis at ground level, but good pressure by Tegan Bradley for the Blues, and we'll have a repeat stoppage. Over to you, Austin.
Well, we've only got the two fieldies today, actually, William Ross and Hayden Whitehouse. So maybe just not enough. As Clark just slaps that one onto the boot out of the stoppage. It'll bounce fortuitously to Erica Fowler, giving off the hands to Bachuna, who hits the post. We'll say that it was due to the pressure from the Carlton defender, but definitely a missed opportunity on the cusp of quarter time. And the Blues will take it out. Here is Tegan Bradley on debut today for the club, I should say. Did play some football with North Melbourne in the past and was just pinned for holding the ball. So Tregallis, one of the stars of this Sandy Zebs, plays on into the goal square. 2-on-1, and it might just bounce all the way. And it still hasn't gone over. Oh, the ball's doing funny things. The umpires are going left and right. It's all happening at Icon Park. All live and free on the AFL website and the AFL Live official app. Here's Brent Mann as the Zebs lead by 8 points. The Blues desperately trying to get out of defence.
That ball just ran out of juice as they hit the goal line. The Blues again come to this commentary side. Good contest in the air, but that was by Morris for the Zebras. The repeat entries here. Sandringham really ramping up the pressure. Goes deep to something she likes is Fowler, but Von Berto gets to the front of the contest, but good contest from behind by Fowler, brings the ball to ground. That's Bachuna at ground level, traps the ball, and we'll have a forward 50 stoppage, roughly about 15 metres out from the Sandringham goal. Fowler and Hendry. Hendry with the tap. That was a nice handball out of congestion by Di Donato. But again, great pressure by Sandringham. Trapping the ball in here. They're really mounting the pressure. Will the Blues wilt here and concede another goal? I reckon that was... I thought it was Tregallis, but no, it wasn't. The ball comes out to Keck. Good contest there as well by Morris. Sandringham was really set up well behind the ball there, and they'll keep the ball in their front half.
They certainly will. Yeah, it was Lulu Field that just almost just ripped that out of the hands of Tregallis. It's the kind of stuff you're going to be seeing for years to come. The latter stages of this first term. Sandringham only 139, so they've left a few on the board, even with all the territory dominance. They're only +1 on inside forward 50s, but it's probably due to just the amount of time that it's actually been spending down there as it's thrown back up. Can the Blues try sneak one before quarter time?
Nice work.
Yeah, that was lovely. Yep. Stuff from Geordie Membry, first VFLW game since 2022 for Membry. So, of course, 33 games at AFLW level with Brizzy, Collingwood and the Gold Coast Suns. The Blues have going to pick off a dangerous kick into the centre of the ground. Lulu Field had a good attempt to mark, but just a bit of a bump ball, so we'll have a stoppage just inside the centre square in favour of the Zebs territory. Hendry winning the tap, a lot of plays in and around it. Almost just funneled that one right to the teammate, and now an opportunity. Evie Lee out of the Northern Knights. Former Darebin Falcon as well. Nice kick into space to Santo. The ball sits for her nicely. Just had to get the handball off to McCarthy. Turns around onto the right foot. Some desperate defence from the Zebs. They nearly come out with the football. DeSanto going back, putting the head over the footy. We can see why she wears the helmet as the Blues, the last-ditch effort to try and score before this quarter time. No, there we go. So the end of the first term, it's Sandringham leading 1-3-9. The Blues yet to score. Our only goal scorer was Chloe Sultry for the Zebs. Hannah Scott leading all comers with 8 disposal. And Imogen Evans for the Sandy Zebs with 7. You join alongside Austin Kruger and Brenton Mann here live on...
Do in 2025, even though they've won 2 games.
Yep.
That's
a strange one, isn't it?
It's a strange one, but Carlton's really going to want to look to gain some more ascendancy or neutralise at stoppage and then try and gain some territory and spot up a couple of targets inside 50.
So here we go, the siren about to start. Quarter 2, round 3 of the Rebel VFLW, Austin Kruger. And here's Brenton Rand to bring you up for the first bounce.
Got Matza v. Hines in the ruck. Give that one to Matza. Tracked at ground level by Keck, who had a really good opening term. Zebras just look to hack the ball forward, attacked by Henry. Nice work. She tracked the ball at ground level, but it was a good tackle there by Vickers. Here go the Blues via Hannah Scott. Can she find? She's got, excellent work. McCarthy inside 50. That's what they couldn't do in the opening term. Hannah Scott is such a classy player. At half forward, saw McCarthy about, we'll give that 30 metres out on her own, and a slight angle here.
He kicked a similar one against the Cats last week, so probably right on her wheelhouse from McCarthy.
On her approach now. Bit of a stuttering type of approach. Gets good momentum through the ball there. Goal umpire just does a slight shuffle to his left and salutes with the goal. Great start here by the Blues. Hunted the ball at ground level. Put great pressure on the Sandy midfield. Came out to Scott. Scott to McCarthy. McCarthy with the opening goal to the Blues.
Yeah, Hannah Scott now with 10 disposals, all of them kicks, which we absolutely love. 4 marks, 2 tackles, clearance, and set up the goal. So it's been a handy addition back into the team today, the former Northern Knights players. So an excellent start. Lila Keck, the next best, with 7. And a good early response from the Blues, who didn't manage a single score in the first term. They've started off hot. So it might be the left of your dial is the scoring end. Matza winning the tap down. First at it is Evans for the Zebs, who's leading the way with 8 disposals for them. And they're going to go inside forward 50, as we spoke about. Yet to score a single point in the second quarter throughout their first 2 games. Can this finally be the game where they do it? Tregallis was nearly wrapped up from Di Donato. Gave it off to Barbacos.
Nice.
Tapped around onto the left foot in towards goal. It's not going to quite have the journey, but the Crummers are there for it. Fowler left it behind. Got to be careful going for the handball right into the defensive goal square. Tregallis wrapping up Von Berteau with the tackle. Some nervy moments for the Carlton defenders. It'll be thrown back up. And the goal square here for Sandringham. Matt's up with a beautiful tap. Von Berteau didn't quite get the connection she was after, and it just tumbled its way through absolutely everyone. Morris was there first for the Zebs. Centering quick kick
nice.
Was a good one to find Evans. Might just be out of her range here. Evans will be looking to try and give this one off, and does so to Courtney Audie with a beautiful kick, just dropping the mark at the last second. But the umpire with a free kick to the Blues. It'll be Maddie Hendry.
Yeah, just would have liked Fowler to cling on to that one. It was right where she wanted it. Hendry goes into the goal square. The Blues go to the outer side now. Good transference of play. Yeah, nice short ball to Scott. Scott trying to bring the ball a bit more central. Good presentation there by Burke. But good spoil there for the Zebras. They'll go back inside 50. Brings Von Berto with the mark there. Started the game extremely well as a key defender. Brings the ball out wide. That's going to come out to Maddie Hendry. Hendry just with a scrubby ball. Had a free player there in Amy Trindade.
Yeah, both teams have been a little nervy coming out of defence.
Yeah, they have. There's something with that defensive goal square that both sides have flirted with danger in the first and second term. Fowler. Oh, good work there by, I reckon that was Tregallis coming back with the flight of the ball. And we'll have our forward 50 stoppage here for the Zebras. In the shade of the facilities here at Icon Park. Good tap down by Fowler. Henry. Oh, Evans nearly got trapped with the ball. Here come the Blues on the transition, but excellent defensive mark there by Entwistle, trapping the ball inside their front half.
Yeah, Entwistle with the kick in, but McCarthy got there first, starting to become quite a lively player. Just puts a kick into a little bit of space, hoping for the best. DeSanto tracking it there for the Blues. Handball over the top, dangerous one because McCarthy was right there, kept her footing beautifully, although put her teammate under immediate pressure with the tackle coming from Grace Hodder, and will be wrapped up just as the ball slipped down to Bella Eno. So lucky there for the Blues. Well, both teams a little lucky, playing some dangerous footy. Matza dominating the hit-outs at the moment. Sandy winning the clearances. On display, here's Tregallis, who cooked her teammate. Been a little bit of that this afternoon. Tregallis will track it, try to mop up the mess, but taken in the tackle there from maybe Trindade. As you mentioned before, one of the better players going around. Had a career-high 30 disposal and an equal career-high 8 marks last week. A lot of that in the second half when they were under a lot of pressure from the Cats. There's a little scoop out of the pack. That's got to be a push in the back.
Oh, no.
No, Brooke Vickers has copped a few tough ones today in a similar spot, so Vickers will be pulling up a little bit ginger, but nonetheless, it'll be thrown up. So the Blues with the first goal of this second quarter. Tregallis giving it off there, and Bella Eno streaming off half back.
Great work there by Eno. Great turn of foot. Drives the ball to half forward. Is that Ariana Clark potentially over there in the long sleeves? Nice work. Good pressure. And good support there by Isabel Hartog. Zebras inside 50. Fowler, front position. Ball in dispute. And once again, we'll have a forward 50 stoppage for the Zebras. I've liked the work of the Blues here. They come forward, defend. They're obviously seeing that the Zebras have a bit of a stoppage dominance, but they're setting up that second bubble around the clearance to put that post-clearance pressure on. But the Zebras are going to go inside 50 once again here. Another one-on-one. Good support there at ground level by Entwistle. But ball still in dispute. Evans, and I reckon that was Evans and Vickers. We'll have a forward 50 stoppage, roughly 40 metres out from Sandy's goal. Matza v Fowler in the ruck. Matza front position, tapped down, but sharked by the Zebras. Clear dominance for the Blues in the ruck. Just can't equate that to dominance at ground level. Excellent support there for the Zebras. Fowler. Now there's been a whistle off the ball. There's a bit going on here, and I can't see who that was for the Zebras.
Yeah, either way, it will be a free kick to Sandringham. I think was dealt with after the kick. It might be Emily Shepherd. It looks to be Emily Shepherd, who normally plays. Well, she had a goal last week as well, actually, did Shepherd. I was about to say normally plays off the back line, but certainly got up the ground there. And it was a little bit argy-bargy and push and shove, but nothing too ill toward.
No, I think she was just took umbrage with, as you said, being dealt with by Lila Keck after disposing of the ball. But Shepherd on the approach here. Just got close to the player on the mark. Oh, touched on the line by Matza. Great work by the ruckman. Save the day for the Blues as Nadia Von Berto will bring the ball back in.
And there we go, the first score in the second quarter for the Zebs in 2025. It was only a minor one, but it'll help the stats out slightly. So big pack of players. Vickers, McCarthy picks it up. McCarthy's had a great second quarter here. Bouncing ball towards Matza. Probably don't want the big talls trying to get the ground balls. As Tanika DeSanto just comes out of nowhere, laying a big crunching tackle, plunk it around the pack. Umpire finding a free kick. It's going to be a throw going the way of the Blues. So Brooke Vickers maybe they're just giving one back for a couple they may have missed. And it's a beautiful kick. DeSanto not wasting any time. Really liking the game from her. Just a slight fumble on the outer side from DeMayo. Trying to clean up her own mess. Eventually does funnel out the handball. The Blues are building nicely here. Mark taken from Lila Keck. Building into this game. It's her third mark to go along with 8 disposals. Octavia Di Donato's got Matza open inside forward 50. And that's where the ball goes. Does Matza have the journey? Roxy Maslin's lurking around as well. Some leads coming at the football, but Matza decides, I'll just do it on my own. It's not going to quite have the journey in the end, so it was thumped over for a behind. At 1-1-7, the Blues move to. trailing the Zebs by 3 points. Nearly halfway through this second quarter, live on afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app for all of the Smithies and Rebel VFLW action throughout the year.
It was a good effort by Matza. Just touched on the goal line. Oh, Tregalis bursts away from the contested situation. Got even numbers at half forward. Tracking the ball is Batuna. Just skewed off the boot and not happy with herself, but it was good pressure for the Blues. They'll come wide to Hannah Scott. The Blues have to break to the outer side. Try to bring the ball back into the corridor. Nearly turned over for the Blues, but they come out wide. A mismark there. I reckon that was by Talia Plunkett on the outer side, but gathers at ground level. Look at Plunkett to the paint of 50. McCarthy just threw her hands, but keeps tracking the ball ground level. Barbarkos comes away for the Zebras. Tracking the ball towards the boundary line is Hartog in the long sleeves. Just ripped off the footy. No free kick. Vickers, it went towards Brooke Vickers into the corridor, and the umpire is going to pay a free kick to Sandringham here, I reckon.
It's hard to get a gauge, isn't it, this afternoon?
Yeah, it is. I reckon the umpire signalled for too high than a throw moments ago, but free kick here to Sandringham at half back. Short ball there by Batuna, out wide over past the outstretched hand of Hartog, and the lasso will mean that the Blues will be awarded the free kick, and they'll go to half forward.
They certainly will, starting to really dominate the territory battle, but although it's going to be coming back to Sandringham. Nice handball back in boards there to Lily Skinner. Haven't had to call her name too much this afternoon. Is a quality player. Tried to go to Vickers, couldn't quite get it there. Imogen Evans laid a nice tackle there. So Amelia Velado doing the dirty work there for the Blues. Of course, Sandringham, the number one tackling team in the league, averaging 92 a game. Carlton is winning that +6 at the moment. As the umpire, it's going to be holding the ball, going the way of Sandringham. So an opportunity just past the halfway point of this second quarter to try and get a little bit more attack going. Only the one behind they've been able to register. Great pressure from Tegan Bradley on her Carlton debut today. Forces the turnover. And the transition was nearly on. Just paddled forward there from Vickers. A lot of Sandringham numbers in and around the footy. Probably could have just held that one in. Nearly lands to Plunkett, but the ball's going absolutely everywhere. We've also got to play it down as well. So we'll have to keep our eyes out. Maybe he's caught one in the nose. Yep, so there's been a blood rule. And that's going to be Barbarkos coming off the ground there for the Zebs with the blood rule. So it's certainly an intense game. You can feel the pressure gauge just starting to lift.
Yeah, you're right there, Austin. I reckon there's going to be a bit of tension as we move forward. Both sides are, from a territory point of view, they're getting the ball inside 50, but just that final connection to equate to a major is just not quite there at the moment. A bit of polish is needed inside 50 from both sides, whether that be finding a target or finishing off in front of goal. So, and Brooke Vickers, I reckon she's had about 3 or 4 free kicks against for the Blues. So I reckon she's, as she goes and tackles once again, and she is awarded a free kick here. So there we go. What can she do? She's got density over that side of the ground, keeps it skinny and goes to half forward. That's a great bleed by Matza and a good mark. Now, we've got, on our side here, we've got Amy Trinde, who was about 80 metres away. I reckon Matza tried to hit her, but unfortunately, the kick fell short and a free kick to the Zebras. Running support there was by Morris, ignored. So Evans just takes the ball out wide. That's out to Clark. Yeah, nice chipping ball. Oh, but just past the outstretched hand. The Blues just forced the ball inside 50 at about 48 metres out, and we'll have another 450 stoppage. Now to Santo, not happy with, as we said, there's a bit of tension in the second half, or in the second quarter, sorry, and I think a goal either way will maybe release it a bit, but excellent work there at ground level by Lee. Roving to Matza. Good tackle and good forward pressure there for the Blues.
Yeah, just need to get a little bit of reward here, do Carlton. They've had a lot of football in their forward half of the ground here in this second term. Only registered the one goal, winning the tap. Tregalis coming out with the football. Di Donato with a bit of a fumble. The Zebs Just slap it onto the boot, hoping for the best. Bit of a spray and pray, and it works out all right. To Clark, goes through hands. Now they're streaming forward, are the Zebs. Not a lot to go to forward of the ball, so just have to send it into a little bit of space. Some nervous moments for Von Bertso. Who's going to get there first? It's going to be Sandringham and Geordie Membry back into the squad today. Was taken without the football and will be rewarded with the free kick. Will Geordie Membry.
That's a great reward for hard running by Membry. Just took off from the middle of the ground once Sandy had won the turnover and was in transition, and just beat Von Berto back to the ball. And it would be just reward to put this through for Sandringham's second and her first goal of the afternoon.
So Membry, as I said before, 33 games, 18 goals at AFLW level with 3 different teams. We'll say she set the kick up and eventually paddled over for a rush behind. So the Zebs, 1 goal 5 now. Leading by 4 points. We've got about 5.5 minutes left in this second quarter. Quick exit kick here from the Blues, and Amy Trindade will have to go back through hand. Thought about giving it back to her. Instead goes down the line, and always had the advantage there. Did Kira Wiley, just couldn't quite capitalise on it. Going through hands, says Trindade yet again. Excellent work there. I believe. Oh, huge contest. McCarthy kept her feet again. Burke is tracking. It's a hot footy in the dying stages of this second term, and a great mark over the top here for the Zebs, who will look to try and get another one inside forward 50. It's with Pachuna.
Pachuna inside 50, leading player there for the Zebras. That was Geordie Membry, was pushed as in that lead, on that lead, and felt that she should have been awarded a free kick. Nothing doing. We'll have a forward half stoppage here on the paint of 50 for the Zebras. Nice work, good body work there in the ruck by Hines. Hines tracks at the ground level as well. Nice collect by Vickers. Good tackle, though, for the Zebras. Unrewarded. Not too sure how Vickers disposed of the ball there. Umpire letting it go. Tregellis tried to force her way through that contested situation. We'll have another stoppage.
Yeah, Carlton's winning the hitouts 31-12, but Sandringham winning the clearances 20-10.
Got great players through that midfield. Great stoppage players. Ball goes out of play. We'll have a throw in just outside of the forward 50 here for the Zebras. As we said, the boundary umpires come in about 10 metres off the boundary line, bringing it further into the corridor, which we like. Watch here for Hines. Good body work previously in the ruck, and she's done it again. She's won front position. Although I reckon that was Hendry winning the tap. Sandy wins the ball ground level into the forward pocket over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
3 minutes remaining here till half time. It's had a bit of feeling in this game. It's been a fiery, contested, congested battle. I'm sure it'll start to break open soon. Inside forward 50 here for the Zebs, looking to try and extend this lead out. Tried to give McCarthy the don't argue, and McCarthy took her in the tackle and should be rewarded and will be. So McCarthy is the only goal scorer for Carlton. He's doing a bit of everything in this quarter. Pulls the kick to Trindade, who's racking them up here in this second term. And they've got players streaming forward. Wasn't quite to the advantage of Lila Keck. Did very well in the end, did Sandringham. Good defence. And taken over with a big tackle over the line. It was Natasha Entwistle, who made her debut last week and is certainly looking up to scratch at VFLW level, as it'll be thrown up or thrown in. Our boundary umpires Ryan Pulley and Jack Stelfox today. Hannah Scott and Von Berto leading all comers with 12 disposals.
Oh, good. Win the fend off.
Yeah, big crunching contest. Coming out with the football was Keck. Trindade going through hands, right to Barkos, inside forward 50 now. One-on-one contest, and just beautiful forward craft to take the mark there was Geordie Membry, who's starting to pop up inside forward 50. Might just be a little bit too far out to score. We're looking for those leads. Goes to it. A couple of Blues nearly get in the way of each other. Releasing handball to Velado. Her kick was smothered. Dangerous times for Carlton defenders. Vickers did very well to find Hendry through hand, who nearly bit off a bit too much. But in the end, it comes back to Vickers, slaps it onto the boot. A bouncing ball towards half-back. DeSanto couldn't quite reel it in. Morris taken in the tackle, and DeSanto ensuring that ball not going anywhere. We'll have a stoppage on the outer side here at Icon Park.
Just going back to the Geordie memory, we had she had Lily Skinner just on her right. If Skinner just went into the space inside forward 50, it was an easy chip kick over the top, but Barbarkos back inside 50 for the Zebras. And through over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw. And it's just those simple targets that could have been hit and could have had a shot on an easier shot on goal for Sandringham. But both sides have fell victim to that from that connection inside 50. We'll see what they can do from this 450 stoppage. They've been pretty good at the contest. Fowler just pushed Hendry there, and the outer zone umpire, or the in-zone umpire, sorry, has called that. And Hendry, latter stages, we're in the shadows of half-time here. Just got to be patient with the ball, but went to a one-on-one on the outer side. Vickers tracks it at the ground level. Umpire says, give it to me, and we'll have another stoppage here. Sandringham 1-5-11, Carlton 1-1-7.
And there we go, the half-time siren sounding at Icon Park. A very intense battle on the cards here on afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app. We've only had the 2 goals, one to Chloe Sultry from Sandringham and one to Sophia McCarthy for the Blues. But it'll be the Zebs with a 4-point lead coming into the big break.
Sorry, Matza gets a hand of the ball. Vickers at ground level. I'll tell you what, Vickers v Tregallis in the first half was a entertaining battle. Looks like Barbarkos is standing there at the moment. Sandringham with the big clearance dominance in the first half. Let's see if the Blues can turn it around. This ball's still in dispute. Cleared. That was excellent work there by Imogen Evans, another one of the Sandy midfielders. Who's had a big, the crunching tackle on Barbarkos. And rewarded as well. You can see why she has the tape around the head. Off with the blood rule in the opening term, and that is exactly why with that attack on the ball. Takes on the player on the mark, runs herself into trouble. Good smother for the Blues. Picked up by McCarthy, but good recovery there for Sandy, and we'll have another stoppage in the centre square.
You mentioned that clearance battle, 12-23 in favour of Sandringham, even though the hit-outs 33-14 in favour of the Blues, as that one does get scooped out of the pack. Vickers lurking around it. Tackle plus 16 for the Blues, and they're winning the marks plus 9 as well. So some of these key stats for both sides, apart from those 4, it's been a pretty even contest, as the umpire says that he's going to be holding the footy. So something giving its Vickers with a 9th tackle of the game. Both players showing some courage, and well done from Steph DeMayo, just taking the game on. Off to Trindade. It was a hot footy for her to pick up. It does well. Gives it back to Velardo, who was there. Now with the ball inside forward 50, McCarthy garnering a lot of attention. Plunkett was trying to track through with the tackle. Barreling ball landed fortuitously there to Ariana Clark. 2-on-1 situation towards the centre of Icon Park. Pushed out of it was Fowler. Now it's a 2-on-2. Hendry's been impressive. Comes out with a football, able to release the hand. Did quite well. And now the Blues could be out here. Trindade taking the mark. Decided not to play on. Is just going to assess the options. Utilise the middle. Switching it over nicely. Their kicking skills starting to become apparent. Octavia Di Donato moving it onto the outer side, and the switch is on here. Hannah Scott with the kick. Her 13th disposals, all of them being kicks. That one not her best effort, as the Zeb's going to have to concede a little bit of ground. It'll go back in towards the direction of Scott, who takes the marker 6th or 7th for the day. So fantastic effort and a great kick inside to Matza.
Yeah, she's got her own wing out on the outer side there, does Hannah Scott. Blues trap it in here. In just the forward side of centre, on the wing, there for the Blues. Good defensive coverage here at the stoppage for the Zebras. Good tap down for the Blues, but once again, the Zebras win the ball at ground level. Tracking it at half forward is Batuna. Excellent pickup. Got 1-on-1 inside 50. This is Henry v Fowler. Fowler's got front position. The ball didn't cooperate. Velardo just over the head there of Von Berto, and the ball goes out of play. Lasso style, it'll be brought back in for the Zebras at half forward. Can the Zebras find players at half forward and then inside 50? Assessing options is Orty. Just through the fingertips of Evans. Riding tackle there was, I reckon that was Von Berto again. Great tackling pressure from both sides, but as you said, Austin, Carlton are heading in that stat. But it's Sandringham's work in this type of situation that's probably allowed them to hold a slender lead thus far. Oh, that might be a dumping style tackle. No, Keck gets away with that one. Lila Keck has had a nice afternoon actually so far for the Blues.
Yeah, 10 disposals, 4 tackles, 3 marks.
Both sides just unable to clear this contested situation. Wouldn't mind seeing one of the ruckmen just try and clear it just with a big thump forward, because it's once again a repeat stoppage on the paint of forward 50 for Sandringham. Nice work there. I reckon that was by Alexandra Hines in the ruck for excellent work by Hines. Equates to a mark to Clark, 20 to 25 metres out directly in front, as all good forwards should, played in front. The scrappy kick coming out of the stoppage fell fortuitously in her lap, and she will line up for Sandringham's second goal of the afternoon.
He's kicked one straight. Both of the first 2 games this season has Clark. Hopefully they haven't put the Moz on her.
Good momentum here. Through the ball. Yeah, nice work. Good start for the second half for Sandy. As I said, played in front as a forward. Scurry ball out of the stoppage. Good celebration as well, as we love to see.
Yeah, up and about there was Clark. He's certainly an energy player. Really adds a lot to this team. 12 games at AFLW level. Of course, first season here at Sandy. Number 15 all the way back in 2017 to Brisbane. So one of the OGs. As the Zebs get their first goal of the second half. It is their best quarter offensively, plus 31 in their first 2 games. Carlton's worst as well, so minus 33 in the third quarter. So something to watch out for. Sandringham going to the left of your dial, which is seemingly the scoring end this afternoon at Icon Park. Out of the middle, the Blues finally win a clearance. Coming from Vickers, McCarthy, the target down the line. Good positioning from Sandringham. Leary Morris getting the kick away. It was a bit of a grub up. Oh, and that's come off the boot. That's going to be out of bounds on the full. So a touch unlucky there for Emily Shepherd. But nonetheless, it will be a free kick going the way of Steph Tamayo. Out of the Bendigo Pioneers. Over the top to Vickers. 12th disposal. She had 10 tackles as well. It was a nice kick down the line. Just assessing the options there is Matza. Likes what she sees inboard. A dangerous kick, but a great mark from Octavia Di Donato. Coming off some AFLW experience with West Coast and a beautiful hit up inside forward 50. This is the best they've looked all afternoon. Evie Lee out of the Knights is going to set it up to the goal square. McCarthy will be the target. Got a couple to beat. Burke's going to be out the back if she can get on the end of it, and she can.
Ooh, they're calling for touch. No, goal.
There we go. So Lucy Burke gets the goal. A well-needed one. A quick response from the Blues. It was a great passage of play. Started with Vickers, Matza, Evie Lee, Octavia Di Donato, and Lucy Burke finishing off the job. The usual suspects, and it's back to a 4-point ball game, early stages. So it is starting to open up a touch in this game now, Brenton.
Yeah, it is, and I like the work of Matza pushing forward as in her ruck role, and she actually uses the ball quite well on her left boot. We saw her have an attempt from probably 45, 48 metres in the second term on goal, but that kick-in board, that was the one that really opened it up, and it was a fantastic contested mark by Di Donato between 2 Zebras. Allowed Evie Lee to find Evie Lee inside 50, and then Burke just tracked the ball at ground level and kick one from the goal square, and we're back to within 4 points for the Blues as Vickers wins the centre clearance once again. That's the second one in a row for the Blues. Comes to McCarthy at half forward, just couldn't track the ball at ground level. Nice work by Morris, but good tackle by McCarthy. We'll have a forward half stoppage here for the Blues.
It's been a good battle between those two,
yeah,
Morris and McCarthy. Been pretty even.
Matza, ball down. Vickers is playing like a midfielder possessed. Unhappy with the way that Sandringham gained dominance in the first half.
You can see why she's a team favourite, is Vickers.
Matza down. Ball still in dispute, bobbling around. Good tackling again by the Blues. Their pressure around the ball has been good. It's just been the class of the Zebras at ground level that's allowed them to gain clearance dominance. Drugalis, Vickers sitting off the stoppage here. Good tackle. Gang tackle by Matza and Vickers. Let's see if we can get a player on the fly here or some free ball from this stoppage. Good tap down there, though, by Hines for the Zebras. Umpire letting it go. Another stoppage.
Yeah, 6 out of the top 7 tacklers on the ground, all Carlton players. So Matza in the ruck, couldn't quite win the tap. Scott will be lurking about at the back of the pack, getting involved in the tackle there. High half forward here for the Blues.
But Von Berto says, yeah, she was sitting off as a free player, but we've had Clark come on off the bench here. Oh, great smother.
Yeah, DiDonato's kick was smothered. Well done from Scott. Matza just with a bit of a hack kick inside forward 50. DeSanto with a bit of forward pressure. The umpire lets it go. They're going to come back in. Slips out the back of the pack. Who's going to get to it first? DeMayo with a slight fumble, trying to get it on the second attempt. Ariana Clark, who kicked a goal only a few minutes ago, coming back off the interchange and laying a good tackle. So the Blues seemingly pressing at the moment. Coming off a big win against the Cats last week.
Ooh, unfortunate.
Just miscued the kick there. And it's going to be a lasso. Thought it might have just landed in. But it's going to be Jolliffe here for the Zebs to bring him back in. Plunkett on the mark. 9.5 minutes played in this third quarter. And the kick will go down the line.
Matza v Fowler here. Fowler, nice work. Good body work on her opponent there. Assessing options forward to centre. Going corridor bound. More good body work there. Good contest by both players. Sultry brings the ball to ground. Tregallis tracking it. The ball just didn't cooperate. Bounced away from her. DeSanto potentially into the back of her opponent, but no. Stoppage here. We've got Hendry coming into the ruck. Fowler putting a hand up as well. Fowler v Hendry in the ruck. Give that one to Fowler. But down to the Blues. Hacked forward by DiDonato. DeSanto. Tracking it at ground level. Oh, nearly too high. Umpire just letting this one go. Good contest there. Morris has had some really critical contests in this third term as a defender for Sandringham. As we said, having a really good contest and battle with McCarthy. Barbarkos. Hartog. Bring the ball out wide for the Zebras. A foot race here. Is it going to bounce up? It does. Oh, but great tackle. The Blues pressure, I reckon, has ramped up even more. That was Hannah Scott having a great game so far. Leading disposal winner on the ground. Matching with 4 tackles. Potentially make that 5 after that one. Fowler and Hendry again. Give up that one clearly to Hendry. Barbarkos stripped of the ball. Tregallis to Fowler. It's going to come down to Trindade. But great tackle by Barbarkos. Her work in the contest is absolutely first rate. It was quite brutal in the end, to be honest. Comes out wide. Play on now by Eno. I like that. The roll and go inside 50. The Blues fly, but Sandy at ground level. Good zinc application. That's Geordie Membry. Blues at ground level once again. With the gang, they've done a lot of gang tackling this afternoon. Tregallis comes up, hands the ball back to the umpire. A lot of the time it has been actually Tregallis at the bottom of those packs. Hartog, good tackle. Oh, the umpire's going to ping. Yep, they're going no genuine attempt to dispose of the ball.
Yeah, a little bit stiff on Fitzgerald there.
Yeah,
but
I think so. Hartog, short, over the head of Membry. Clark at ground level, just couldn't track the ball. That was nice work by Keck. Oh, the Blues were away then. Maslin bounced the ball, but the ball didn't bounce back to her. Nice work, the Jolliffe on the outer side. But here we go, Maslin once again has the ball, bounces. It bounces back that time. Short ball to DeSanto at half forward. Good spoil by Clark. DeSanto at ground level, tries to track the ball. Nice shepherd by Clark, allows her teammate to come in. Too high free kick, and Sandringham will go back the other way.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the Blues and Lila Keck. And of course, Barbarkos getting the high contact, as you said before, Brenton. There's a reason why they got the strapping around the noggin there and the kick down the line. Velado should be able to chew that one up, and it's going to be a push in the back. And As we've spoken about, just with a little bit of feeling in this game, a bit of push and shove, some off-the-ball stuff. Alado into a bit of space. Maslin's starting to pop up. I think made her debut last week. Did she have her feet taken from underneath? She did. So it'll be Maslin.
Even though the ball didn't come back to her previously at half-back, I like the want to take the game on and take the grass in front of her. So, yeah, as you said, debut last week, but showing some really good signs as a young player.
Yeah, it was probably just that first bounce was just a touch unnecessary when coming out of half-back, but the Blues looking to try and take the lead here. McCarthy, the target, into the pocket. But yet again, Zeb's able to defend. It was Morris on that occasion. It's just under 6 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. Only 4 points in it. Live on AFL.com and the AFL Live official app. Austin Kruger's my name, joined alongside Brenton Mann in this beautiful Saturday afternoon at Icon Park. A big clash in round 3. The Rebel VFLW. Jolliffe lurking around. Another big tackle. It's been a contested game. There's going to be some sore bodies at the end of this one, that's for sure. So thrown back up, inside forward 50. Lucy Burke, too strong in the contest. Did well, but Barkos comes out with it. Her kick was deflected. Picked up from Keck. Her kick was smothered. Taken to the ground in the tackle. There's a couple players on haunches. There's a lot happening. Evie Lee just pulling up a little ginger from that contest, but we'll have a repeat stoppage. Burke didn't even attempt to have a fly. Coming out with the football. And then potentially driven into the ground without it. First at the footy here of the Zebs. Clean work on ground level from Entwistle. And the relieving kick could be coming back in. Who's going to be first at it? It's a true one-on-one contest. And well done from Octavia Di Donato. Probably should have been rewarded on the tackle on Kiara Henry, who does get the ball back. And they've done well just to keep her in the play here. Amy Trindade laying the tackle. As I said, Di Donato a touch unlucky not to be rewarded. But we'll have a stoppage slightly forward of centre wing here for the Blues.
Very, very unlucky not to be rewarded there. But here we go. Hendry v. Fowler in the ruck. Give that one to Fowler, I reckon. But Keck is trapped immediately by Barbarkos. Fowler and Hendry once again.
Yeah, Barbarkos up to 15 disposals, 7 tackles, 7 clearances.
Ball just... Oh, Tregellis just has a way with Vickers with the fend off. Goes to one at 1.5 forward. Vomberto v. Membry. Velado tracks to the ground level. Goes to the outer side. Puts it into the path of Maslin. Will it bounce up? It does. But excellent chase down tackle there for the Zebras. Keeps the ball in their front half. Tregellis v. Vickers. That has been a tremendous battle so far this afternoon.
Yeah, Tregellis 11 disposals, 6 clearances, 4 tackles. Vickers has got the 14 touches, 10 tackles, 6 clearances.
Nice work for the Zebras there by Bella Eno with the defensive mark. Forward half intercept. Sends the ball inside 50. Tracking the ball back. The flight of the ball superbly. Who's that? Fitzgerald, I reckon.
Yeah.
Fitzgerald goes out wide. Nice ball. Out to Vickers. Vickers just goes wider towards the boundary line. Puts it into the path of Emma Horn. I like this build up by the Blues. They just got to be careful. That's a good option. DeMayo. Will she keep transferring play? She does. They've got numbers in the corridor here. Velado. Inside 50 by Bradley. But the Zebras have the numbers. They win out momentarily. And a relieving kick to the outer side there. Just exiting defensive 50. The Blues have the numbers, though. They'll turn the ball back over. They'll go back to half forward. Zebras 2-on-1. The 2 win out. Oh, excellent work there. Maslin, I reckon she likes to bounce. Here we go. Inside 50. Shot on goal by Plunkett. Great pressure. Just a slight push as she kicked it. Meant that the ball went the left side of the goalpost through for a minor score.
Yeah, exactly right there, Brenton. Just that last-ditch effort, desperation defence from the Zebs, not allowing Plunkett to get a good look on the goals. Plunkett still searching for her first at VFLW level, 0-2 from her first couple of games this year as the Zebs looking to exit D50.
Whoa,
the near fly out the back from Shepherd. Didn't quite get a hand on it. The Zebs throw it onto the boot and it'll work out for them. Here is Tregellis. down the ground with a beautiful kick into Chloe Sultry. Got the first goal of the game. Can she get another one? It's a bouncing ball in towards the goal square. Just goes the other way. Might get her own footy here, Sultry, and then lost her footy. Velado in with the tackle. The ball still inside forward 50 here for the Zebs. Umpire is lurking. And a very unlucky bounce. That's the beauty of the Sharon. You never quite know where it's going to end up, but we're deep inside Zebra territory. Trying to sneak one before the three-quarter time siren. Feels like the Blues have been the better side here in this third term. Just the one goal to both sides. 3 points the margin. Touch under a minute, or touch over a minute remaining. And tracking towards the boundary line. So we'll have a throw in, potentially a little push and shove happening again. So as we've spoken about, some feeling. Hasn't quite bubbled over just yet. It might happen in this fourth quarter, as it'll be the boundary throw in. Opportunity for the Zebs to extend the lead out to 9 points. Cusp of three-quarter time. Heavily contested. Umpire says play on. All the players are looking at the umpire saying do something, blow the whistle. He eventually does, but it's just for another stoppage.
Oh, we're in the shadows here at three-quarter time. About 15 seconds left. Can the Zebs just jag one right on the siren? Good work by the Blues defensively at ground level, trapping the ball in.
And there we go, three-quarter time at Icon Park. It's going to be an absolute grandstand finish on afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app. It's Sandringham 2-5-17, leading Carlton 2-2-14. Austin Kruger and Brenton Mann, and we'll see you after the break.
Nice tap down, but this is where the Zebras have done their best work. But give that one to the Blues as Keck tracks the ball at ground level. Nice work there by Scott to bring the ball out wide, but a bit of a scrubby kick means that the Zebras are still in the hunt for the ball. Nice work there with the ability to trap the ball in, and we'll have another stoppage on the outer side here at Icon Park.
That was the 11th tackle for Deep Donato. Carlton leading that stat, plus 32, Brenton.
Yeah, their pressure's been outstanding. It's just in this situation where the Zebras have held the dominance. Brooke Vickers leading clearance winner on the ground with 8, but then you've got Barbakas with 7, Tregellis with 6, and Evans with 6. Have just had that dominance in and around the scrimmages.
Yeah, probably just relying on Vickers a little bit too much.
Yeah, exactly right. The Blues Vickers really need some support in that area, and I reckon they gain the territory from that, and then who knows what happens going inside 50. They're structured up quite well here on the skinny side of the ground. Forward of the ball, if they can get a clearance here, they've got one-on-ones inside 50. But good support, great defensive sweeping there for the Zebras. That was by Entwistle at the stoppage. Great structure around a Tregellis, shaping the ball into the corridor now. Evans puts the ball to centre-half forward. Oh, what a contest. Fowler coming out of centre-half forward. Takes out her teammate. Can the Blues capitalise? Out to Di Donato. Tracking the ball at ground level. Scoots the ball to Matilda Connell. Connell to Di Donato. Oh, DeSanto. Sorry, not Di Donato. Apologies. DeSanto in the pink helmet there. And great effort by both Sandringham Zebras at centre-half forward moments earlier. Fowler's up.
And Membry's
up as well.
It was the two crashing into each other as Di Donato comes out with the football, bouncing one inside. McCarthy got to it first. Plunkett's there at the crumb, had to get rid of it very quickly before getting pinned. Vickers on ground level did very well to extract the kick out. It might have been, and then it was, and Matilda Connell who got the kick inside forward 50 towards Lucy Burke, but it was excellent stuff from Vickers on ground level to somehow find the space and spin out of it. So Burke doing the ruck work deep inside forward 50. That is a dangerous handball, but a good one to Courtney Audie, who looks to try and repel this ball here for the Blues, who's seemingly under a lot of pressure for the last quarter and a little bit. Hannah Scott, her kick was smothered.
Great smother.
Yeah, fantastic work, but Scott gets it back to DeMeo. Centering ball inside forward 50. Numbers with the Zebs. Tregellis uncontested, able to hold on to it. A nice mark there. This will be a 14th disposal coming up. Feels like Carlton are building. They just need that one goal. Don't believe they've led all day. And might be coming back inside forward 50. A nice chain of handballs that the Zebs just got a slight little touch on it. Keck going back to Di Donato was a little bit too hot. Donato applying the pressure again. Matza trying to get involved, bouncing ball over the top. Hendry should get to it first. Von Berto will apply the shepherd, and they've got a little bit of time to think about the kick. It's going to be the required journey. Hannah Scott down the line towards Di Donato, not going to quite have the journey. Grace Hodder elected to keep that ball in. She could have just let that one bounce out for the lasso, but it'll be a boundary throw in nonetheless. 3 points in it, 3 minutes into this last quarter.
Took me a while to get my head around the lasso rule.
Yes.
Grace Hodder I reckon she might have forgotten about it, to be honest, because as you said, she shouldn't have let it go over and would have had a free kick. But nonetheless, we've got a boundary throw in here. Matzer in front of Hines. The Zebras win the clearance once again. Great trap at ground level by Shepherd. Sends the ball into the corridor. Good attack on the ball, but it scoots out to Plunkett here. If she can gather at ground level, she can't. Nice work there by Eno. Bella Eno at centre back for the Zebras, but Hannah Scott tracked the ball back to Von Berto. Von Berto out wide. It's a 2-on-1, nearly 3-on-1. Zebras win out. This is Hartog going to centre half forward. But nice work there by Hannah Scott. Now, can she bring the ball into the corridor? They've got numbers here, the Blues. She does, but it's a dangerous ball. Just didn't get over the back. Chloe Sultry. Oh, big contest. Yes, and it's a trip. Sultry will pump the ball inside 50. Just was trying to direct traffic there. The Blues with the exit. The runner just nearly in the way. Got out of the way nicely, though. Keck. DeSanto here. Good support. Trindade into the corridor. Oh, great attack on the ball by Lulu Field. Plunkett. Oh, just missed the handball to Vickers. Brings the Sandy Zebras back into play. Still a bit scrappy. Cleaned up by Trindade. Trindade to Vickers. Vickers just hacks the ball forward, but good support. Behind the ball to Barbakos. Into the corridor to a dangerous position. Nice work. Good lead by Evans. Evans takes the ball out wide. I reckon that's Audie putting the ball into space, but Von Berto tracking the ball defensively for the Blues. It's been super all day, but good pressure there. Brought to ground, and we'll have a forward 50 stoppage on the outer side. Still a little bit of feeling in this one, Austin.
Certainly is. It's been like that all afternoon. As the largest lead's only been 9 points. It was to Sandringham in the first quarter as Vickers taken in the tackle on the far right pocket here at Icon Park. Sandy 2 wins, 0 losses in their first 2 games. The Blues 1-1. There's not a lot giving there. Bit of a discussion between Clark and the umpires, but I believe it's going to be a boundary throw-in. So 6 minutes into this last term. Hasn't been the highest scoring game. It's been very entertaining. It's been physical. There's been some big contests and moments. But who's going to make it their own here in this final term? Matza winning the tap. We'll get the handball received back. Now Lila Keck. Got a little bit of open space here at Icon Park. Over the top of the head of Sophia McCarthy. Well done there from Alexandra Hines. Got the footy. Beat it to the contest. Good pick up. Barkos ball sits for it. Matza applying some pressure. Great ball from Velado. Kept her footing as well. One of the most important things you can do in footy. Sells a bit of candy for Velado. But the kick down the line, not the greatest of efforts because they're able to pick it off easily in the end with the Zebs, and they'll re-enter inside forward 50. They are starting to look dangerous, but a good mark from Lulu Field, who's had some big defensive moments early in her career already, and she'll switch the kick over to Trindade, and the Blues will look to surge the ball up the ground. Yeah, been a good start to the last quarter by Field. The ball seems to be following her a little bit. She could be on the end of it here. Yeah, excellent running. Created the option at half back. Just puts the ball out into space. Over the head of these two players. Nice work there by Evans to shift her opponent off the line of the ball. Good attack on the ball for the Zebras. Back to Evans. Evans to half forward. Clark. Oh, great spoil by Hendry. Got the long arm in there, and we'll have a forward half stoppage here. Yeah, really liked Hendry's game. 12 disposals, 25 hit-outs, a few tackles, and as you said, nice spoil there. Ball thrown in.
Matza v Fowler. Matza just fends her off. Brings the ball to ground. Vickers attacks it. Nearly could have been caught too high. I reckon the umpire was blindsided a bit there. Secondary stoppage here at half forward for the Zebras. Both sides structured up pretty well outside of this stoppage. Zebras have a spare on the defensive side. Trindade tracks the ball, goes over that spare to a one-on-one. McCarthy in front. Great mark. Excellent work by McCarthy. Assessing her options, looking inboard. Goes long down the line now. 2 to 3-on-1, but great work by Burke from a contest point of view. Didn't allow herself to get out marked. The ball goes over the line. It's in the Blues front half, now. And with their ruck dominance, you'd like to see Matza get a hand of the ball here and try and get a player get into the path of her teammate in a dangerous position, maybe on the fly a bit here. Vickers was on her own. Scooped up now at ground level. That was nice work by Henry for the Zebras. Yeah, good protected the ball drop there by Membry. Smart forward, just protected the flight of the ball. Turned her body well. It's got players streaming forward. That's Henry, Kiara Henry. Hands it to Hartog. Hartog to half forward on their left. Good work there by Hannah Scott for the Blues. DeMayo, good trap at ground level. On her left, finds Lulu Field. Just the required distance. Field had Connell providing a lead. That's a dangerous ball, but actually pretty well worked out. But Membry, great smother for the Blues. The Zebras were out if that smother didn't occur. DeSanto in the pink helmet. Ball still in dispute, and we'll have a stoppage. Over to you, Austin.
It was a dangerous kick there from Field. Trindo did well just to force a stoppage. Halfway point of this last quarter. 3 points in it. Matza winning the tap up. Barkos laying the tackle on Vickers. It's been a great duel between those two throughout the day. Fierce competitors going at it. Almost just had that one with the head. Trindade, who's been fantastic, especially in this second half, was potentially caught high. Umpire lets it go, and then a couple of Blues with a gang tackle, but coming out with the football. Sandringham with the ball inside forward 50. The relieving mark from Bomberto, as she's done for many years. On the outer side now, Emma Horn puts the kick into a little bit of space. Can Hannah Scott try track this one down before it goes out? And a bit of a push from Erica Fowler. Is that going to be a free kick? So some undisciplined acts, unnecessary. Just allowing Hannah Scott to continue to surge this ball forward, who's been instrumental today, as has Grace Matza, who clunks a nice one at high half forward here for the Blues, who are building. They're still looking to try and take the lead for the first time. Matza in towards McCarthy. Had to sit under it a while. It was well defended from Sandringham. They've done so nicely all day. Kiara Henry comes out with the football. The chase down tackle, but it does slip out. Sandy, they've got some players. Broadcast side of the wing. Just paddled that one forward to herself nicely in the end. Did Melanie Batuna. Back into the squad today. Takes a bounce. DeMayo was tracking. High one towards the paint of 50. Potentially a bit of a push from Tragalis, but the tackle laid. The stoppage. And a good transition from Sandringham to get it out of Carlton's forward 50.
Yeah, great off-ball running, providing some great options down the wing. Led from inside the corridor to the space. Finds the Zebras at half forward, but Matza. Here go the Blues. That's a nice clearance. Probably their best one of the day, to be honest, to plunk it at half forward. Now, this is where they've got to be a bit more patient because they don't have players forward of the ball. Plunkett's just got to let the game catch up to her. She does. This McCarthy. Oh, great contest. But down to Kiara Henry. Henry is tracked along the line. Ball ends up with Vickers and a strong tackle there by Joliffe on Vickers. We'll have a boundary throw in front of the interchange benches and the broadcast position here at Icon Park as the sun just starts to set a little on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Round 3 action, Rebel VFLW out to Matza. Quick hands there, sharp to Horn. Horn to Di Donato. Di Donato to Keck. Keck at half forward. Has options inside 50. Will it find its way just past the outstretched hand of Evie Lee? Excellently defended there by Sandringham. Will they repel? And they do. Even numbers inside the corridor. They've got players forward of the ball. Can Memory take this mark? Oh, that's a great spoil by Von Berto, been one of the best on ground this afternoon. Imperious in defence. Matzer at ground level. Keeps the ball alive. Put a head over the ball there for the Zebras. Have another forward. Half stoppage here for the Blues. Can they clear the ball here and get it inside 50?
Still no scores so far for either side in this last quarter. The pressure gauge is continuing to rise here. The Zebs will come out with a clearance as they've done so all afternoon. Bouncing ball on the outer side here at Icon Park. First at it will be Fitzgerald, who's been solid today in defence. Tracking it, gets the pick up eventually. Had to concede a little bit of ground just to get that handball away. Tegan Bradley did well. You know, Carlton debut today, but numbers down the line with Sandringham. Jolliffe, who's starting to pop up a little bit here in this last quarter. So we've got over 7 minutes, just over 7 minutes remaining. It'll be interesting to see how the Zebs play this. Will they want to play the percentages, or will they want to continue to take the game on? Because considering the scoring, one goal could just about put this game to bed as Hines goes through hand. Plunkett has got a couple to beat. The cavalry arrives. Fitzgerald laying another tackle for the Blues. That's it.
They've got to keep taking the game on, Austin. I reckon if they can get the ball in their front half then and try and trap it in there for a big chunk of time and take some time off the clock. And then, as you said, I reckon one goal either way wins it.
It might be on the arrival now, but no, it's Momberto. Impenetrable in defence all day. 18 to disposal, 7 marks. Towards high half forward, back into the centre here of Icon Park. Zebs couldn't quite hold on to the mark. Vickers, did she have her feet taken from her? Laying the tackle there was Geordie Membry. And we'll have a stoppage just forward to centre wing here for the Blues.
Love the way Membry attacks the ball. She's the one that took out Fowler. I know she took out her teammate, but coming out of the front half, attacks the ball really strongly, provides a bit of chaos in that contested situation. But the Blues go inside 50. Nice relieving mark here for the Zebras. They come out wide of the broadcast wing. Oh, that's a great mark by that player, Membry. Sunsmart as well with the zinc application. Comes to Fowler. Has had a really good battle in the ruck and up forward.
It was Membry and Fowler who took each other out, and they're connecting now.
Good kick to centre half forward. There's a 3-on-1 here for the Blues. DeMayo did well for the Blues, but excellently worked by Shepherd. Out on the full, though, the ball just skewed off the side of her boot. And the Blues will bring it back into play via Tegan Bradley. Now, what can the Blues do here? Will they keep it the skinny side of the ground, or can they take it to the other side of the ground and get some quick transition down the outer wing? We've got Hendry just coming off the bench here. Yeah, good work by Vickers. Dropped the mark, though. Well, that's going to be a free kick. Yeah, just a bit overzealous there. And the free kick will be awarded to Alexandra Hines, who's had a really good afternoon as well, with time in the ruck and also up forward. Oh, 50 metres. It's 50 metres here. Was the Vickers on the mark? They just encroached. Yeah, I thought she probably thought she played on. But this is valuable territory. 50 metres in a game like this where Sandringham's hanging on by 3 points. We are right behind Alexandra Hines here on a 45-degree angle. She's roughly 35 to 37 metres out. Hasn't got a long run up here. Ball on the way, just drifting left. Hits the base of the post through for a minor score.
Wow.
And Sandy leads by 4 points.
It's been one of those kind of days, hasn't it? Imagine if that sailed through. I believe it would have been Hines' first goal as well in her 60th game. So the Blues taking it on through the guts of Icon Park. We've got 3 minutes left. There's 4 points the margin. Hendry been massive all day. They've got players streaming forward. They need to go to the broadcast wing, and that's what she does. Trindade was the target. Great defence here from Sandringham. They're holding up at the moment. Trindade comes in. Good pick up from Fitzgerald. Vickers down the line with not too much thought. Plunkett had a couple to beat. Roved it well. Keck with the kick inside. Burke's going to go back with the flight.
Great work.
Send it. The bouncing ball inside forward 50. The Zeb should get to it first. Lost her footing. DeSanto trying to lock it in. Burke as well. Lingering around is Maslin. Coming out with the football though. Check side from Morris. Numbers with the Blues. Di Donato is going to have to track this one down. Got a lot of time to think. Falado is going to be just out the back of the pack. sending them back inside forward 50.
Yeah.
And yet again, their entries have been letting them down all day as Morris takes the mark.
Yeah, Von Berto was free in the corridor there. She just used a bit of time and space. So she got the hands of Von Berto, and they could have brought it out to the open side of the ground. As Fowler assessing options, we had a player down, but the trainer just shoot the trainer off. Oh, great work there. Is that Von Berto? Has done it all afternoon. Oh, Tregallis v Vickers. Oh, it's a crunching tackle by Vickers. Not rewarded. Blues trap it inside the centre square. Tregallis v Vickers once again. And she was slammed to the turf. A minute and a half left. What's going to transpire here? Hendry attempted to clear the ball. Trapped by Maslin. Excellent work coming off the back of the stoppage there. Velado, good tackle. Oh, don't slam it to the ground. Just trying to shake the ball free. And gives her for a little shove in the back. See, Velado's going forward here. She had been playing back all afternoon. She's shot forward. I don't know if she's just going to pick up Clark, who's probably drifting behind the ball. Here go the Blues. Orty for the Zebras. Slaps the ball clear to Plunkett, though. Just couldn't trap the ball and keep it in. Nice tackle, though, by Plunkett. Ball coming free for the Zebras. Can they get the ball in their front half and trap it there? They need a mark there, and that's Memory. Just got to wait. She's had no players forward to the ball. The Zebras catch up now. She's got to use the ball smart. Just popped it up in the air when she didn't need to as well. Can the Blues rebound off half-back? Plunkett. Excellent tackle there. Great work by Jolliffe. And we'll have a stoppage just near the boundary line to the right of the interchange bench.
It was Jolliffe there with a potential game-saving tackle on Plunkett, not allowing the transition there for Carlton. The Zebs hanging on by a thread. Their defence has been holding up. They were in a 2-point nail-biter last week against the Demons. Vickers on ground level has been awe-inspiring all day. Down the line they go, but the Zebs hold on for the second week in a row with a margin under 6 points. It was 2 points against the Demons last week. They win by 4 against the Blues. And the Sandringham Zebras, Brenton, start the season 3 wins and 0 losses. Some quick thoughts from you.
Oh, superb, as you said, Austin. Their back half in that final term when the Blues were really, really pressing, their ability to